After a while, the three of them were eating snacks. Leon and Theo were feeding her pastries. Lilith thought, being able to eat expensive macarons like this is heaven. At that moment, Countess Ballerina and her daughter Erica arrived. Seeing this, Leon hid behind the chairs. Lilith told him, "You're not covered at all." He hugged her, looking scared. Theo told Lilith, Leon doesn't like Erica. A few days ago when she came to visit, Leon tried to scare her with a giant spider, and Erica got hurt. Mom scolded him. Erica saw Leon hugging Lilith. She yelled, "What's going on, Leon? Who is this girl?" At that moment, Ordia arrived. Erica asked her, "Who is that little girl?" She replied, "She is Leon's cousin." After hearing this, Erica was surprised that the Duke had returned. She pushed Leon and went near Lilith. "You really look like an angel. You startled me, I almost got jealous. I am Erica." Lilith also introduced herself. Erica said, "I have already promised to spend my entire life with Leon here." Leon shouted, "Are you crazy? Who decided that?" Erica said, "We'll be family later, so you can call me older sister in advance. Let's get along together." Lilith thought, she's into Leon, not Theo. That means Erica likes bad boys. At night, Enoch came back from work. He hugged her, "Little princess." Lilith told him, "I had dinner a while ago, and then we went to tailor for measurements and ordered clothes." Enoch asked, "Did you like it?" Lilith replied, "Of course." Enoch said, "You studied the whole day today." "Sorry, princess, I only planned on having you taught manners, but Grandpa made you do all sorts of extra things." Lilith replied, "What are you talking about? Of course one needs to learn everything. Studying is fun. If you hadn't made me study, I'd have ended up with the intelligence of a chimpanzee. Studying is really fun, I'm tired of playing all day." Enoch said, "The math teacher said you're a genius, but even I can tell that. Who did you take after?" Lilith replied, "Of course you, Dad. You worked hard today." The next day, there were people waiting for Lilith in the palace. A man introduced himself to Lilith. "I'm Robert, part of the Magic Tower's Gifted Talent Department." Enoch told her, "Don't be nervous. Just answer the questions he asks. If you don't know, just say no." The teacher told the Duke, "It's embarrassing, but I'm not qualified to educate the princess. The princess is a genius. When children show expertise in math, it's typical for them to be scouted by the Magic Tower for early gifted education." Grandfather told Enoch, "I have contacted the Magic Tower to personally verify Lilith's ability." Enoch replied, "You didn't ask me or Lilith about this." Grandfather said, "It's just a simple test. Whether she goes to the Magic Tower or not, it's her decision. But if the results are good, it will make you feel more at ease. If she works at the Magic Tower later." Enoch thought about it, it wasn't a lie. In the Pavilion Empire, all high-level ability users are required to be conscripted. But the Magic Tower's researchers are at the very bottom, unless the Empire falls, they never have to fight in bloody battles. Grandfather told Lilith, "Don't be nervous. Just do what you did with the teacher yesterday." Lilith thought, "I shouldn't have overdone it. This whole situation got this big because of mathematics. To become a researcher at the Magic Tower and make formulas, one must be a genius in mathematics. Actually, to make formulas, the study of mathematics is the foundation of principle. That's why the Magic Tower looks for kids good at math and supports their education from a young age." Lilith thought, "I have memorized the original world setting but never expected this disaster. I'm not a genius, I'm just an idiot." Robert told Lilith, "Look over there, that's Oscar Manuel. He was the youngest Magic Tower Lord in history." Lilith was shocked looking at Oscar. She thought, Oscar is practically an enemy who prepared for rebellion, gathering high-ranking ability users. Nobles and politicians were on his side, but he couldn't gain control of the Magic Tower. Oscar never helped my father until the end. If we had secured the Magic Tower, where he was a key figure, the revolution could have been delayed 3 years. Does that mean Oscar supported the Empire? Not exactly. Even though I've read the original story, I can never truly understand his motives. I've made up my mind, I'll pretend to be a prodigy and get involved with the Magic Tower to win him over. Then she solved some math problems. Everyone was surprised. Suddenly, Oscar said coldly, "Do you think I came here to watch children play house? Is this a joke? Make sure to check thoroughly." Then Robert gave her a linear equation. Lilith knew how to solve it, but she pretended to be dumb. Lilith told everyone, "I don't know." Father and grandfather told her. "That's right, princess, you did well." But suddenly Oscar said, "I just wasted my time on a fool." After hearing this, Enoch told him to apologize to his daughter. Oscar replied, "You should apologize to me for wasting my time." Enoch countered, "Who told you to come? It wasn't necessary for the Magic Tower Lord to personally come here uninvited." Oscar replied, "I was just curious, but it seems she is no different from other disappointing children." Enoch told him to apologize, but he refused. Grandfather stopped Enoch. He said, "I contacted you regarding my granddaughter. Let's leave it at that and call it a day." Oscar replied, "It seems even Nordic has aged. The sharp insight I once respected is nowhere to be found." After hearing this, Lilith got so angry. She was controlling herself not to interfere. Oscar continued, "Your daughter is one of the many mediocre in this field, so don't entertain futile dreams. Just focus on rebuilding the family you abandoned for 7 years and pass it down properly." After hearing this, Lilith shouted, "I'll do it. Give me 5 more minutes. I'll solve that again, and if I solve it, you will apologize to my dad and grandpa for speaking so rudely." Oscar smiled and said, "Go ahead." Lilith started solving the problem. After a while, she got the answer. Suddenly, Oscar apologized for causing any offense. Lilith thought, "What's this? He was so rude earlier, but now he's all polite, but what's with the madness in his eyes?" Oscar said, "I have a suggestion about your granddaughter with me." After that, Oscar ended up having dinner with them, and he even offered to personally tutor Lilith. Of course, when the opportunity arose, I decided to attempt recruiting him, so I accepted. But while trying to land a blow, I only ended up making things worse. The next day, as Oscar was tutoring her, Lilith noticed that somehow Oscar seemed like a different person. He taught her more about mathematics and how to create magic formulas. He asked, "Do you know numbers smaller than 0? Lilith thought, "I guess I'll just pretend to think for a bit and then give an answer." It looked like he was teaching her negative numbers. Suddenly, Oscar said, "You're way too small for being 7 years old. You seem unnaturally small." Lilith got scared. She thought, "Is he just talking nonsense, or does he really know my secret? I can't tell." Oscar said, "Maybe it's just because you eat less." Lilith replied, "Okay, I'll just eat a lot from now." Oscar said, "Yeah, eat a lot and grow. If you want to work with me." Lilith replied, "But I am not going to the Magic Tower." Oscar told her, "Working at the Magic Tower would be more convenient for you." Lilith said, "I'll think about it." That night, Lilith thought about how she was actually smaller than a 7-year-old. It turned out there was a reason why she was growing slowly. As the child of the protagonist, it was only natural to say, "I am not ordinary." Lilith Rubinstein was kidnapped by the imperial family and later died. At that moment, Enoch arrived. He told Lilith to sleep. He was very happy that his daughter was a genius. After a while, Enoch saw Lilith wasn't able to sleep. He asked, "Want me to read you a book today?" The story is, The Princess Trapped in the Tower. Once upon a time, there was a king and a princess. The king cherished and loved his daughter, the princess, dearly. One day, when the princess turned 7, the evil king of a neighboring country kidnapped her. The king, who had lost his daughter, wept each day. In despair, the good king bowed to the evil king and became his servant. But still, the evil king wouldn't return the princess. Suddenly, Lilith thought, "This story feels a little familiar." Then the good king, overcome with sadness, met a boy. The boy was very strong. So that one day, when the boy reunited with the princess, he could be a good older brother to her, the good king adopted the boy as his son. But one day, the evil king informed the good king that the princess had passed away. The good king decided to take revenge on the evil king along with his friends. They both defeated all the evil people and the bad kingdom. Finally, they captured the evil king and pointed their swords at him. Lilith thought, there's something familiar. I think I've read this before. Actually, the story Enoch was reading was his own, and the princess was Lilith. Suddenly, Lilith came out of the palace. She had become so giant. When Enoch learned that his daughter had died, he turned his sword toward the emperor. His daughter had a hidden identity, and the emperor, who had learned of it early, hid her and exploited her powers. He brainwashed her, and she started killing people recklessly. Enoch wanted to get his daughter back but couldn't find a way. The one who stopped her was. Suddenly, Enoch stopped reading. He told Lilith, "It's not a good ending. I think I should stop reading now. From now on, I'll read the story first before I read it to you. Sorry for the harmful content, princess." Lilith said, "But still, it's a happy ending." Enoch, surprised, asked, "Where is the happy ending?" She explained, "If the princess hadn't been kidnapped, the good king wouldn't have had to take revenge on the bad king, right?" Enoch replied, "You really think the princess died though?" Lilith said, "There's nothing to be done anyway. She was brainwashed by the bad king. She would have killed a lot of people." Enoch said, "But because the princess died, this isn't a happy ending. The main character was the good king, right? The main character's beloved daughter died. Then even if everyone else is happy, the main character isn't. So, it's not a happy ending, Lilith. How could a father watch his beloved daughter be happy?" Lilith thought about this. Then she asked, "If Dad is the good king and I am the princess, how would you live after I die?" He cuddled her and told her, "I wouldn't be able to live." Maybe the good king felt the same way when he thought the princess was dead. He didn't die right away, he planned to die after taking his revenge. Lilith said, "That means you will die too." Enoch replied, "If I miss the princess, I'll just follow her. I can't live without the princess. And even if I lost her, I wouldn't be stupid enough to become the bad king's subordinate. I'd just go straight in and rescue our princess from the bad king." Lilith told him, "It wouldn't be that easy." She asked her dad, "All the ability users are supposed to go to the battlefield when the emperor commands, right?" Enoch replied, "Yeah, that's right." She said, "But didn't you tell me before that I didn't have to go? And as your daughter, I'm supposed to be a powerful ability user, right? Then I should go." Enoch answered, "You don't have to go. Dad has his own way." And then he fell asleep. Lilith thought, "I know soon he will meet the emperor alone. He'll probably ask for my exemption from the military, and he'll become a dog that obeys the emperor without protest. The good king can't help but become the bad king's subordinate because he has a weakness, it's his daughter. Even if I hadn't been kidnapped, he still wouldn't be free. He will negotiate with the emperor to keep me from being sent to the battlefield. He'll fight meaningless battles because of me. He could even pick up a sword for me. I was wrong in thinking that the daughter was just a trigger for the original story. Every action that he took had a goal, and that goal was me. The original story, which I thought was definitely a happy ending, was ultimately a clear tragedy for the main character. After the original story ended, Dad might have followed me in death. So, what must I do? I have to survive. I have to stay by his side after the original story and give the main character, Enoch Rubinstein, a happy ending. I must somehow help him. There are 4 highest classes, Quarto, Septima, Octava, and Novena. Ability users are classified into 6 classes. The existence of Primera is the source of magic, the closest being to a god and an omnipotent existence. That's why a Primera is born only once per generation. Until now, the imperial family's pavilion has produced Primera. The 12th prince's class was determined as Quarto. The emperor has had 14 children so far, but there is still no Primera. The absence of the next Primera is causing unrest among the people. The current emperor of the empire is Nicholas von Pavilion, who is 48 years old. 7 years ago, when Enoch left, the emperor was furious. His absence was a huge loss of power. But the emperor waited patiently. If he had not been patient and had forced Enoch to submit, then Lilith would have long been dead in her grave. The Primera, who consumes life force instead of mana, has a lifespan twice as long as an average person. The omnipotent Primera could brainwash talented individuals to make them loyal, but it required a significant amount of life force, especially when the target was someone as strong as Enoch Rubinstein. After 7 years of waiting, the Emperor finally got news that Enoch had returned with his daughter. The next day, Lilith thought, I'm terribly short. If I continue to grow this slowly, my true identity will be revealed to everyone. I need to grow up quickly. First, I have to rescue Cheshire according to the plan. Then I must enter the Ability Development Institute, because talented people must go there to properly use their powers. Only the Emperor can unlock the core in the heart of talents. And then, by using my ability and consuming life force, I can grow. That's how I can hide my identity. Then she heard Jetty and June talking, saying, it's a miss again. There's still no Primera. Until now, the first or second child of the imperial family had always been a Primera. Jetty said, without a Primera, there will be no crown prince. But Lilith already knew there would be no Primera in this generation. Then she went to study. She asked Jetty, where is the dispensary? She gave flowers to the doctor and told him, you're very smart and clever. The maid told me about you, I wanted to say hello. Then she asked, do you have fairy tears? The doctor replied, yes, we have some. Lilith asked, can I have some too? Fairy tears were also called salvation. It was a rare, enigmatic healing herb controlled by the royal family to ensure limited circulation. She told him, I want to make tea for my father. Please give me some. The doctor wrote down her name and gave her some salvation. Then she thought, how should I sneak out? She got a clever idea to sneak out with Leon and Theo. That meant they were gifted individuals. They had already graduated from the training academy and unlocked their abilities. In their household, they were the strongest after her father, Enoch. After a while, Leon and Theo asked Lilith to come play with them. But Lilith refused. She said, I'm hungry, but the food here isn't tasty. They asked, is there something you want to eat? Lilith replied, yes, the food we used to eat when I lived with my dad at the old house. Theo asked, should we ask the chef to make it? Leon replied, the chef only knows noble food. Leon then suggested, should we go out and visit a commoner restaurant? Theo said, but we can't ask the adults. Leon suggested, then let's sneak out. After a while, they all sneaked out from the backyard. The three of them came out. Suddenly, Theo's head started hurting. The two asked, are you okay? He replied, it's actually about 5 days after a headache like this that it happens. Suddenly, Lilith remembered that he had a rare disease. It was called mana clash. It was a rare illness where divine energy and magical energy clashed within the body, causing periodic seizures. Theo would die in the spring of the year after he was knighted at 16. Suddenly, Theo asked, shall we go ahead, Lilith? She replied, yes. Though it was said to be incurable, there actually was a way to counteract mana clash recorded in ancient texts. It was called the Saint's Heart. At that time, no one knew what it referred to. Eventually, Cheshire managed to uncover its meaning. But by then, Theo was already dead. Cheshire became obsessed with interpreting the ancient text. He finally found the Saint's Heart and laid it at Theo's grave. In the original story, Cheshire went through so much to figure it out. There was no way I could easily get it. Wait, am I an idiot? Lilith thought. I already know what it is. As a devoted reader who read the original story multiple times, saving him isn't the only thing I can do. He endured immense pain during each episode, but now he won't have to suffer through it anymore. She got really happy and asked Theo, buy me something pretty. Theo replied, I'll buy you everything. Then they went to a general store. She thought, I'm sure they'll have the Saint's Heart. They went in, and then Lilith told Theo, I want this. They were all shocked after seeing what she actually wanted. The shopkeeper said, that's a mana beast core. It's extracted from the body of a slain mana beast. It's actually unsuitable as a noble lady's toy. Theo and Leon told her not to buy that, but she yelled and cried, saying, Mommy would have definitely bought me this. It was her plan to make them feel guilty so they would buy it for her. But did her plan succeed or not? Watch the next part to know more.